Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 29th of May, 2016, ending Friday, June 3rd. We're going into June. Monday is a bank holiday here in the U.S. Will be no trade calls Sunday night going into Monday for Memorial Day. Let's take a look at where we're at anyways. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Again, getting a bounce off of sweeping the lows from the last year. A couple weeks back, almost back up to the green static trend line, which is the current target price, the current trend line that's in place here on the market. Meanwhile, here's the euro dollar, basically the inverse of the dollar index itself. You can see that 13 sell signal a couple weeks back gave you the high there. Pound dollar has been really, it's still giving us intraday trades, but there's no net action here over the last several months. Aussie dollar, on the other hand, the 13 sell signal couldn't have been more on the dot there back in April, and this thing's been selling off ever since. Pound yen got a nice sideways base. It had a 13 buy signal back in April. That was the low. Breakout over 164 would be very bullish for the pound yen. Euro yen not as interesting, obviously. Pound Swiss has been climbing. Note that, let's see, did we get it today? Nope, we just recycled. If I go to projection mode here, we recycled the count. We were at bar 12, so no sell signal there. And the New Zealand dollar is pretty boring, but there is a 9-bar startup phase complete. All right, so let's take a look at the intra-week action, 30-minute candles on the euro dollar. High to low for the week. Only 130 pips. Not very good on the euro. We didn't make any euro dollar calls because the ranges have been bad there. I want to see that get active again. Of course, we were heading into Memorial Day the last part of the week here, so that slows things down a bit globally. Here's, but you can see basically Monday open flat, closed flat Tuesday. That was the one day that headed down. Wednesday boring. Thursday fairly boring. There was a rate announcement out of the UK, and Friday headed back down. Meanwhile, here's the pound dollar, high to low for the week here, about 300 pips. Monday boring, Tuesday big move, Wednesday big move, Thursday came back a bit, Friday very slow. So that's all there is. Not much else to say. Obviously, we feel like this is a little bit light in the market here than compared to what it's been. And so we will see if we can get some sort of better action in the week ahead. But of course, Monday's the holiday. All right, so globally, here we go. Japan, Sunday retail sales, Australia new home sales, company operating profits. Monday morning, Europe, German import prices, preliminary CPI out of Germany, French consumer spending, Spanish flash CMI, UK is also on bank holiday, so forget it. 10-year Italian bond auction, US on bank holiday, current account and MPI, IPPI out of Canada, building consensus out of New Zealand Monday night, household spending and the unemployment rate along with industrial production out of Japan that night, business confidence out of New Zealand, building approvals and current account out of Australia, housing starts out of Japan, German retail sales, French preliminary CPI, German unemployment change. Look at all this data out of Europe going into Tuesday. Money supply, Italian monthly unemployment, private loans, CPI, Italian CPI, unemployment rate out of all of Europe. Then here in the North American side, Canada's got their GDP number for the first quarter. U.S. has core PCE price index, personal income and spending, and then this S&P composite housing price index, Chicago PMI, consumer confidence, lots of numbers there that can move things. Overseas trade index out of New Zealand, shop price index out of UK, AIG manufacturing index out of Australia. That's Tuesday night. Capital spending out of Japan, manufacturing and non-manufacturing PMI out of China, GDP out of Australia, PMI numbers out of China and Japan for manufacturing, GDP out of Switzerland, nationwide HPI, that's the housing price index, 2 a.m. Eastern time out of the UK, commodity prices from Australia, retail sales out of Switzerland, Spanish, Swiss, Italian, French, German, and broad European, and then UK manufacturing PMI data. They're 15 minutes apart each at most. Net lending to individuals out of the UK, money supply, mortgage approvals. We've got manufacturing PMI out of Canada and the US after that. Construction spending here in the US, total vehicle sales in the US. Going to Wednesday night, New Zealand's GDT price index, beige book out of the US at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Monetary base out of Japan. Australia's got their retail sales and trade balance numbers at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday night. 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Consumer confidence out of Japan. Italy goes on bank holiday. Spanish unemployment change. Construction PMI out of the UK. PPI out of Europe. French 10-year bond auction. U.S. we've got challenger job cuts. Europe's got their rate announcement. ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S., along with the weekly jobless claims numbers. Natty gas is weekly, crude oil is weekly, but they're both on Thursday because of the Monday holiday. Australia's AIG Services Index. The Caxton Services PMI out of China. Caxton, sorry. Spanish Services PMI, Italian, French, German, European, and UK, all again 15 minutes apart, Services PMI data. Retail sales out of Europe at 5 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. Trade balance out of the U.S. and Canada, along with unemployment rate. So that's a big one right there. Two of our big three numbers, both coming out each month, both coming out at 8:30 a.m. on Friday here in the U.S. Unemployment with the non-farm payroll and trade balance. So we'll definitely be half size ahead of that. Market's going to probably focus on that stuff. Final services PMI out of the U.S. and then factory orders. So the big news is all stacked at the back end of the week. It's a short week, 4 days worth of trade calls. That'll be it. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We'll call you back, or we will help you out for a couple weeks here in the lab. Have a great trading week and have a great Memorial weekend from TradeSite.